You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Hey, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co-host, the average white guy, Brett Story, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was debating about saying the intro. Because it's not really Go Time Dolphins. It's like Go Time Fantasy, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get I don't know, a name for the fantasy content, you know what I'm saying? But we got to switch it up because it's not Go Time Dolphins. We're just on the Go Time Dolphins platform. But we hit y'all with something before, which was the pre-draft content of myself and Story. We're in the league together. And this is the post-draft content of myself and Story because we're in the league together. Bro, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. Since our last episode, I've had 3 drafts. Ours included. Yeah, 3 drafts. So ours was on, what was it, Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday night.
And then I had one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Bro, we here now. Tis the season. How you feel about your draft? Or how did you feel about the draft?
I thought the draft. So I like this league because the draft is like people are on it, right? It takes an hour. Some other drafts are like 2-3 hours, and it's just a grind to get through. So this draft, I look forward to it. I know the late start had me not really feeling great, but it was an hour, like fastest league I'm in, so that's great. It didn't go exactly how I thought it would go. It didn't go like any of my mocks went, but that's okay. I think I'm all right. I just need a few of my running backs to pull through, and I think I'll be good.
So you jumped out wide receiver early, and
Yes,
maybe
sir.
it wasn't by design, but you picked 5th, right?
Yep.
In a 10-team draft, ESPN platform, you picked 5th, and you ended up going Justin Jefferson and Drake London back to back. Talk us through it.
So my plan going into the draft was to get CeeDee Lamb, right, at 5. Obviously, he went before 5.
Yep.
So Jefferson is going to be good, right? He's good every year. He's quarterback proof.
KOC is going to make it happen.
I like Kevin O'Connell. He's gonna figure out how to get him the ball. We're gonna get him the ball, and then Drake London fell to me in the second round. I think he's gonna have a huge year. Who else is Penix gonna throw the ball to? Right, Kyle Pitts was supposed to be.
If you listen to Penix, there was a interview where I actually seen Penix say this, and it wasn't like a clip that I read. I seen him say it. He's the reporter asked him, "How come Drake London isn't a bigger name in around the league, and he's not known for his production?" And then Penix said, "Oh, that'll change this year." You like to hear that?
Yep.
You like to hear that. Target machine, Drake London this year.
So back to my first round pick, Jefferson at 5, right? So I was basically picking between Jefferson. So it went Bijan, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, and then Gibbs. Okay, so basically that left me with a choice between Jefferson and Saquon. I have Saquon in my dynasty league, so I try to diversify and not have the same player in a bunch of leagues just in case something happens.
Yeah.
So that made that decision pretty easy. And then second round, Drake London. I was a little shocked at what happened after my Drake London pick, right? It went Tyreek and then like 2, 4, 7 running backs, 7 straight running backs.
Jeez. All right, so let me bring that up. So while I bring this up, help me understand this, bro. You said you wanted to switch it up. You have Barkley in your dynasty.
Yep.
And you wanted to diversify, which is understandable because I can tell you something about diversity a little in about 20 more minutes when I tell you about my other draft and how I'm not sure that was the right move for me. So my question to you is, if you diversify and switch it up, you go Jefferson instead of Barkley. But if you win it, you're winning with Barkley. You win every league you got because you got Barkley in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's a chance Barkley gets hurt and then you lose every league. But there's a chance he does great and he wins every league. Are we sure that's the right idea?
I don't know if it's the right idea, right? But you're gonna do it one of two ways, right? You're either gonna diversify or you're not.
Yeah.
I've been in years where I've had the same guy in 3 or 4 leagues and he goes down, and now all my teams are sunk instead of just one. So I like to spread the wealth. I do think, like we've talked, Jefferson, he could easily finish as wide receiver 1. That's not crazy talk, even with basically a rookie quarterback. And the first 3 games with Addison suspended, it's going to be Jefferson and it's going to be Hawkinson.
Exactly why I went Hawkinson.
Don't have anybody after that.
Yeah. Exactly why I went Hawkinson. And my boy Rondell Moore went down. I love Rondell Moore to death. I was talking about him since he was in college. Touche's 24, Rondell Moore, and he ended his season with Atlanta last year with a right leg injury, like a severe, like a catastrophic right leg injury, and then this year a catastrophic left leg injury in preseason. You hate to see it, but shout out to Rondell Moore. So you alluded to 7 running backs straight after your Drake London pick. So you go Drake London in the second round, then Tyreek Hill goes, then 7 straight running backs.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Bucky Irvin, Travion Henderson, which was a shock at the top. The first pick of the 3rd round was Travion Henderson. That, I think, for me, that was the shock of the whole draft. And then Kyron, then Josh Jacobs, and James Cook. Yep. So then it comes back to your pick right there.
Yes, sir.
And if we could pause the story from Story himself. Last episode, I said I have a rule. You always AJ.
Always AJ.
Always AJ. If AJ Brown is ever presented to me, I have to take him. He's just guaranteed money, obviously, if he stays on the field. Guaranteed money, super high floor, unlimited ceiling. Always AJ is my rule. But somehow, Story ends up with AJ Brown in the 3rd round.
Well, I ended up with AJ Brown because Charlie passed on AJ Brown not once, but twice.
All right, so look, let me tell you how we got here. I had the 2nd pick of the draft. You had the 5th. I had the 2nd pick. And Bijan went first, and I went Chase. And I'm here to tell y'all, my strategy would have been exactly the same had Robinson fell to me. It wouldn't have changed the dynamic of my team. I was going to go all these running backs if I could, unless AJ fell to me. So here's something mocks cannot prepare you for. And you got to mock because you're going to get hit with all types of uncertainty. And mocks can't prepare you for this. Or maybe they can, and I crumbled under pressure. And I want to say this. Like, every draft, and correct me, if this happens to you too, let me know. Every draft, you go back over your draft, you look over your draft and wonder what you could have did different. Do you do that?
Yep. So and I look at mine, right, and I look at my pick in the 3rd round, AJ Brown, and I'll immediately go the next 6 picks and be like, okay, who was still there that I could have took, and how much different would that have made my team look?
Right. I do the exactly the same team, and I'm here to tell you, I blow it every year. Like somewhere, I'm like, dang, I should have did this. And that's why you're on the clock for a minute and a half and you want to make the right decisions, but that's also why you mock so you don't fall under pressure like I did last season and took Najee Harris, who I never, ever mocked ever in life. And I like, yo, I'm gonna just take a running back. He was the top running back, and I blew it. So this draft, thinking I had all the practice in the world, I got Chase second overall. All right, so we got 19 picks before my next pick. And we get to Chase Brown. Now, we got something coming out on Patreon that's exclusive on Patreon, which is Touche's targets. And I'm going to give you my top 5 targets, like my top 5 in order too. Like people who I wanted to leave the draft with, not necessarily, these are the top 5 players in fantasy, but these are the top 5 players I wanted to get. And spoiler alert, although it's only coming out on Patreon, I'll tell you who one of the targets was. It was Chase Brown. And he fell to me in the second, and I got him in the second. So it's the tail end of the second, and there's 2 picks before I pick the next time, and it goes Bucky Irvin and Travion Henderson. It's in the middle of the seven running backs that story was talking about. And then I was faced with Kyren or always AJ. And I just felt like the way my team would look with Kyren Williams and Chase Brown at running back, and then Jamar Chase as my 1, I'm like, bro, this is foolproof. I cannot mess this up. However, I could go AJ Brown with Chase and then have Chase Brown, and I would have been happy with that too. But I had plans for later. And then something happened that I didn't think would happen. And I thought, you know what? I go ahead, and this is something that I encourage actually. Set your rules. Make sure you know what? I'm sticking to my rules or whatever. But don't be afraid to break them. Because in my opinion, I actually think I have the best team in the league. Because in the 4th round, I thought, you know what? There's a chance maybe one of these quarterbacks fall to me, like Hurts, or, you know what I'm saying, Daniels might fall to me. I didn't think Allen or Lamar would fall to me. And in the 4th, the pick before the last pick, Josh Allen falls to me. So Josh Allen is almost a 5th round pick. And I'm like, yo, I take Josh Allen. I did not ever mock Josh Allen. I did not mock a quarterback, and maybe 2 or 3 times mocked in the 4th round, taking a quarterback. It's not my strategy. I did not want a quarterback in the 4th round. But that was because I didn't think I would get one in the 4th round. And Josh Allen falls to me in the 4th round, and I'm like, yo, now my team is looking really solid. I broke a rule, and it's Josh Allen, Chase Brown, Kyren Williams, and Jamar Chase. I'm feeling real good, bro. I'll stop there, and we'll talk about I had a question for you. When it comes to drafting, how do you feel about the bye week? Is it in your thoughts? Do you not even look at it at all? Like, what are your thoughts about, oh, wait, I don't like my team having all my starters having the same bye week. I'm going to have to switch this up and get different starters.
Yeah, so when I first started playing fantasy probably 15 years ago, I looked at the bye weeks quite a bit, right? Tried to get different bye weeks for all my players so I didn't have 2 people at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't look at it, and if it comes out and I've got 4 or 5 starters that have the same bye week, I actually don't mind that, right? You're gonna lose that week,
right?
But you're full tilt the rest of the year.
Yeah.
All the other weeks you got a full squad. Not a lot of other teams are gonna do that. So I don't pay attention to them, to be honest. I don't look at them. I don't care when the bye weeks are. The only time I look at bye weeks.
Go ahead.
I look at bye weeks with my kicker, because if I can get a kicker with a late bye week, I don't have to drop and pick up kickers 45 times. You know what I mean? If I get a solid kicker and he's got a bye week of like 10 or later, I've got a good kicker for 10 weeks, and I don't got to worry about dropping or picking up kickers. Tight end, I sometimes look at it just for that same reason. If I get a tight end, if I'm trying to stream tight ends, or I might be looking at, this tight end might hit or miss. I'll look at it just so I don't have to try and pick up and drop and make a bunch of moves in season. to fill in for bye weeks?
So I don't look at bye weeks whatsoever at all. And I'm not even lying to you, bro. I still haven't looked at the bye week yet. Like, like I still like, bro, I will figure it out when I get there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, and you know, I said this last episode, there are people in the fantasy world that say you can't win your league in the draft. And I disagree wholeheartedly. I believe if you do the work, if you study, you draft well, there's a chance your team is put together well, and you could be a force to be reckoned with. And in my opinion, like, bro, I might not change my starters unless something happens, like somebody gets hurt. Like, so I'm huge on depth. I like to have I like to have a lot of subs where I feel like, you know what, any one of these bench players can come off and I could throw them in the flex, or potentially be an RB2, RB3 right here. You know what I'm saying? Someone who could boom later. And this team, although I don't build my team like this, I don't draft quarterbacks early. It just happened to where I'm like, you know what? This is the team and this is what I'm going with. And bruh, I might not, there's no telling when I'm gonna sub anyone out. Like, I might just, this is like a best ball team right here. Just put it in and watch it happens. Now, my biggest flaw is I always want transactions, bro. I'm always trading.
Yeah.
I'm always moving pieces. Like,
trade, man. You love a trade.
Bro, so I have to have the discipline this year to not touch the team and let the team do what it does. So I'll go through my team, then I'll go through your team. And this is by round. Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Josh Allen, Mike Evans, DK Metcalf, TJ Hawkinson, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Mason, Jameson Williams in the 10th round, Travis Etienne, Brian Robinson, Jaden Reed, Braylon Allen, Mason Taylor, Giants defense, and Chris Boswell. Stories team is, where you at? IRS. Justin Jefferson, Drake London, AJ Brown, James Conner, George Kittle in the 5th round. People probably thinking like, what kind of league is this? That you know what I'm saying? Y'all say y'all got the best league, but Kittle went to the 5th. Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones, Caleb Johnson, sleeper in the 8th round, Cam Scatterbo, Chris Godwin, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, Trey Benson, Isaac Guerrero, Pat's defense, and Matt Gay as the kicker. Bro, what stood out to you in the draft?
On my team or just in general?
Just in general. What did you like? What stood out to you? Like, what was a, I don't know, turning point or a highlight, or I didn't expect this to happen?
Well, so I had a couple just on my team, right? Like AJ Brown in the 3rd. I was mocking him and I was taking him in the 2nd.
Right.
So when I got to pick 16, I was like Drake London, AJ Brown, and I was like, well, I'm taking Drake London. Charlie will get AJ Brown with one of his next 2, and then I'll get my running back in the 3rd, which then the 7 running backs went. So AJ Brown was there in the 3rd, and I was like, man, I can't pass that up. I had to take him. I wanted a running back bad there, but the value at AJ Brown in the 3rd is crazy. And then Kittle in the 5th for me. He could be tight end 1, and I got him in the 5th round.
I believe he is going to be tight end 1, actually.
I love that. I
believe he is going to be tight end
1. Once I got my 3, right, we start 2 wide receivers and a flex. So really, I only need to start 2 receivers. But I'll be starting those 3 unless injury happens. And then I thought I need running backs, right? Like I have James Conner, he's getting old, right?
Yeah.
So then I just pounded running backs. Besides Kittle, that was 6 out of 8 rounds. My next picks were running backs. So, I mean, I need 2 of those guys to hit. And then I've got 3 wide receiver 1s. And if 2 of those running backs can be like top 20 running backs, plus my Kittle at tight end, top 3 tight end, I like where I'm at. I'm sitting pretty, I think.
I think Tony Pollard could do something.
I think Tony Pollard could be. So I drafted Tony Pollard, right? Because I think at least early on he's gonna do stuff. And then I've got the rookie running backs later on that I've learned you got to be patient with the rookie running backs. I had a few years where I'd draft them.
And you let them go
They'd
too
sit
soon.
on my bench the first 3 weeks and not do anything. Cut them, and then by like week 8, they're getting picked up. And
I kind of feel like it's like that with a lot of rookies, period, not just running backs. Like, 'cause I think St. Brown popped late.
Yeah.
I think Justin Jefferson, I don't remember him going off from the jump either. But yeah, I think it's just a rookie thing. Like, yo, just sit on the rookies. We have high expectations for them, and then just let them marinate.
So I learned like you gotta kind of pump the brakes a little bit and chill. And then late in the draft, I got Trey Benson to back up James Conner. So if something happens to Conner, and I think Trey Benson could actually take over that spot at some point this year, whether it's injury or not. And then I took Garendo. This is before the Brian Robinson trade. I took Garendo thinking, well, if McCaffrey goes down, now I've got another top 10-ish, top 15 type running back in the 15th round. But then with Brian Robinson getting traded to San Fran, I already cut Garendo. So you can pick him up if you want.
Oh well, I already picked up Brian Robinson Jr. and I was trying to trade him to you. Like, so as soon as I heard he went to the Niners, I'm like, by default, I thought you already had like Christian McCaffrey. Like, it was just by default. I was like, oh, let me go to the story and trade on Ricky Pearsall and Brian Robinson Jr. But you didn't have CMC.
Speaking of CMC, that was a little bit of a shocker to me. He went 6th, I think. Right, because we had talked before the draft, and I was thinking, he went 7. I was thinking, man, if CMC falls to me in the 2nd round, I'm gonna have to pick him, right?
But I couldn't even get the text to you to say, oh, the CMC fall begins, and then he was already drafted before I could send the text.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do now, bro? I got some questions for you, like some trade scenarios, actual real life trade scenarios that's going on in our league right now. And this will give some like insight on what we debate on and like what our trades look like. Not that internet stuff where I guess this is internet stuff since we're on the internet, but not the Twitter stuff where it's like, come on now, what are we doing here? But and then I got some questions about certain players, like, hey, how we feel about this player, how we feel about that player. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't ever talk like real fantasy football before our draft for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But now we could talk it up. So we going into bonus time. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Brett Story, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Bro, so you say you had some players you wanted to bounce off and see what I thought.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I have certain players, right? But so one of my other leagues, Superflex, right?
Yeah.
So my strategy in those is usually get a top quarterback because you can start 2, right? So give me one of the top 5, and then so that's an auction draft too. So that's a little different, right? You can get any player you want.
We was talking about we should talk about auction strategies.
Yeah. So, but I was just because I've bounced this off you a few times. I think a few years. Like late quarterbacks. I'd usually go later in rounds. Like who you like where's your kind of sleeper quarterbacks, guys you can get late in drafts. Those type of players at the quarterback position.
So I think Justin Fields breaks the quarterback rushing record this year. take for that what you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that turn into top 5 quarterback? Does that turn into top 1 quarterback? Does that turn into Justin Fields is trash, but he has a lot of rushing yards and he gets 25 points a game off of his rushing fantasy points a game off of his rushing? Cool. What's funny, bro? While my team is booming in the draft, where we at? I'm at where am I? I was in the 7th round, I think. Yeah, so I'm in the 7th round. I done put all of my starting lineup together, and I noticed you didn't have a quarterback yet. And I was gonna go get another quarterback. I'm like, you know what? I didn't think I was gonna get Josh Allen here. Let me go get Kyler Murray or Justin Fields, and trade one of these boys. I think Murray goes like right around that same time. Let me see. So right around the same time I'm thinking it, Murray jumps off the table.
What do you think of him, by the way?
What I think of him?
Yeah.
I think
you in, you out?
I am in. I'm all the way in. I think Chib054 in our league was a year too early on him. And I think Matthew Berry was a year too early, making him his ride or die. I think this is the year Kyler Murray looks like that one MVP kind of year he had, where it's like, oh, Kyler Murray is a thing. Ever since then, dude hasn't even been a top 10 quarterback in real life, like not even close to it. And if I'm being honest with you, we're talking real football for a second. It's time for Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, all these boys. Hey,
all them boys.
I need to see something, bro. Like, why are we talking about you guys are somebodies when you're not nobodies right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, Trevor Lawrence is compared to Gardner Minshew and Daniel Jones. Like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here? So you done went through 3 coaches, it seems like, Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Justin Herbert blows a 28-point lead in the playoffs, and somehow he's still a top 5 quarterback. I don't get this. So yeah, man, we gotta. This is it for Kyler Murray. For me, in real life, I think Kyler Murray has to do it this year. I think he is gonna do it, but I think he has to do it too. So now he's talking about rushing more. Cool, I love it. So that's when I was gonna 8th round. I was gonna take Kyler Murray, and I pick at the end of the 8th round at 9, and Murray goes at basically the 3rd pick of the 8th round. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Story still doesn't have a quarterback, and where are we? Or was that the same round? Let's see.
Mahomes went in the 8th. He was only their quarterback.
Trying to see where you got Fields.
Fields, I got late. He was my 2nd quarterback. I took Caleb in the 12th and Fields in the 13th. So I went back-to-back quarterback.
Right. So let's talk through my thought process of how I go from 8th round Kyler Murray to you getting Justin Fields in the 13th round. 8th round, I was going to take Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray goes 5 picks before me. I take Ricky Pearsall. I think Ricky Pearsall is wide receiver 1 in San Fran. Shout out to Story, 49er fan. I think he's wide receiver 1. I think he was a 1st round pick. And something about me in real life and fantasy football, follow the money and follow the draft capital. Bro, if you just pay your receiver $30+ million, you want to show management, hey, we didn't mess this up. I told you he was worth the money, right? And then you make that guy look like a star. Same thing with the draft. Although the 49ers are pretty lenient when it comes to missing in draft picks. Like, hey, well, we just want wins. You know what I'm saying?
First round draft picks have not been great.
Right. So Ricky Pearsall, 1st round pick. Kyle Shanahan, it has to work out. Like, yo, I want to look like I know what I'm doing. He's going to feed Ricky Pearsall the ball. I get him as my first bench player.
It has to work out, and it should work out because no Ayuk, Debo's gone.
Yep.
Jennings is questionable already. The most hurt team, once again, is showing out before the season even starts as to let's see how many injuries we can get. Yeah, they've got Kittle. Yeah, they've got McCaffrey, but they have no wide receivers. It's Pearsall and then a bunch of scrubs.
So at this time, I only have 2 running backs. I only have Kyron and Chase Brown, who's never going to hit the bench until they have to hit the bench. But I am like, yo, somebody get hurt. I have to be ready. I can't just have Jalen Wright as my running back 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I can't do it. I have to have some running back depth, right? So I go Jordan Mason in the 9th round.
I love that.
I still want a backup quarterback though, because I kind of like I like the trade, bro. But at the same time, you just never know. You might be taking a quarterback away from. It's only 10 teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if you have 2 top 10 quarterbacks, somebody doesn't have a top 10 quarterback. That's my logic. So I can't go quarterback right now. I needed to make sure my team was intact. So I got Jordan Mason in the 9th. I go back to back and take Zach Charbonnet. While we're on Zach Charbonnet, I think Kenneth Walker is already hurt. Like, all jokes aside, I think he's hurt right now. Like, I think he's nursing an injury. I think it's a foot injury if I remember correctly. So Zach Charbonnet. Oh, I didn't go Zach Charbonnet. I'm tripping. I went Jameson Williams. My bad, y'all. So I went Zach Charbonnet in a different draft. So I go Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams ADP is like in the 60s. Jameson Williams and Devontae Smith were falling at the same time in our draft. Devontae Smith also, like, ADP is like in the 60s. Yep. And me and you were texting each other during the draft like, damn, what's going on with Tay? And I'm like, well, I'm just going to take him when he comes back around in the 10th. He goes 5 picks in front of me in the 10th round. So I take the other receiver that was falling, which was Jameson Williams. So I take Jameson Williams. He's my first receiver I take off the bench, right? First one off the bench. So my first 2, I went Ricky Pearsall. So now I'm like, yo, I like where my team is at. I got Pearsall on the bench, Jordan Mason on the bench, and Jameson Williams on the bench. When I remember when we came across each other in Chicago in the airport. Sorry, bro.
Yep.
We just happened to cross each other in the airport. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, we going to the same place. We had a stranger kind of jumped in our conversation, and we were talking about Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. And I thought Aaron Jones was the runaway one, and I thought you and the stranger was like, nah, I think Jordan Mason wins that job. Yep. So just with that debate alone, I think Jordan Mason gets some run in Minnesota. How much run? I don't know. Aaron Jones gets hurt a lot. So
I've heard stories they're already looking at like close to a 50-50 split.
See?
So, I don't know how true that is, but it's at least a rumor. It's out there.
So Aaron Jones also gets hurt a lot.
Yep.
Aaron Jones gets hurt a lot. So that was another reason why I like, you know what? Jordan Mason, I like it. And here's the interesting pick. Now it's like, yo, I still want Justin Fields. I want to be very clear. I still want Justin Fields. But Travis Etienne, I think, has a chance with Duval, the new head coach in Jacksonville. You see what he did with Rashad Wright. You see what he did with Bucky Irvin. This is Travis Etienne's last leg. Yes, they drafted Bashal Tutin, and so, you know, a new regime brought in their own player. I would think Bashal Tutin gets a lot of looks this year. But Travis Etienne, bro, what do you have left? Because if you have anything, it has to be right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went Travis Etienne with the idea that, yo, he might have a resurgence with a new ideology in the coaching staff.
I'm avoiding that backfield if I can at all costs, right? You got Tutin, you said, Etienne, you said. That's already 2 guys. That's not what I love.
Bigsby.
But then you got Tank Bigsby too.
Yeah.
Now you got 3 guys, and they're all close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, none of the 3 are like blowing the other 2 out of the water, right? Like, if Bigsby becomes a guy, would you be shocked? No. If Etienne is a guy, would you be shocked? If Tutin is a guy, would you be shocked? I mean, there's too many question marks in there. I'm letting other people take those 3, and if Etienne hits, it is what it is, right? Like, good on you. You had a 33% chance of possibly getting a guy. Like, you might be smarter than me.
Hey, how good does it feel when you have a conundrum like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do here, and then someone helps you by taking that player? You're like, you know what? I don't have to make that decision now. I appreciate that. Now it's a clear-cut decision that I have to make here. So 12th round comes, and this is where I'm like, all right, I'm going Brian Robinson Jr. here. At this time, he did not get traded yet, and he was still in talks for Houston, where I don't think Joe Mixon's going to be ready for a while.
That looks like a mess too.
And to date, he is on IR now, so he's going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. And if you want it from me, I think he missed longer than that. Like it's indefinite. They don't know. This is the same foot that he hurt in the season that's been hurt all off season, and it's still hurt now. I'm gonna be clear though. I'm still in on Joe Mixon. I just don't think he comes back anytime soon.
Well,
so
there's no news on it.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like
he's close.
Yeah,
he's
you want something. Like he's gonna be out 8 weeks. Okay, cool. It's just we don't know. We'll see what happens.
So I still like Joe Mixon because if he's playing like Joe Mixon, he's at least a RB2. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I like Joe Mixon, but when he comes back and he's healthy, and I wanted to IR him, that's what I was in on Joe Mixon. So because again, I got Travis Etienne now, Jordan Mason. I'm like, let's go with this Brian Robinson Jr. Next round, I'm going Justin Fields. And I go Brian Robinson Jr. There's a chance Brian Robinson Jr. is a Dolphin. Like straight up, there was the chance he was a Dolphin. And if you want current news, because like we're recording this today right now, Ollie Gordon is RB2. Jalen Wright has a dislocated leg, whatever that is. I don't know how you dislocate your leg, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like from where? What part is like? Where did you dislocate it from? So yeah, man. Jalen Wright has a dislocated leg, and the Dolphins just cut the other 2 running backs on the roster. There's only 2 running backs on the Dolphins roster. I thought for sure Brian Robinson Jr. was going to be either a Dolphin or a Texan. Turns out he's a 49er, and I don't hate it because of the injury history with CMC. And I think it's a clear cut. Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be the RB1 if CMC goes down. So I have a really good handcuff in Brian Robinson Jr. And what we were talking about earlier, bro, when we're like, yo, is there a point where you was like, you know what? I wish I would have did this different. That is the only point in the draft where I was like, yo, I should have went Fields there. One, because I want Justin Fields. I actually think he's going to break the quarterback rushing record. I think he's going to be 20 points a game, 20 plus points a game in fantasy. And then 2, you ended up with Justin Fields. So I kind of wanted to take him from you.
So my whole thought is Brian Robinson Jr. getting traded to the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works out good for you.
I agree.
If CMC goes down, like I thought Guerrero was going to be it for a while, but that dude is hurt more than CMC is. He's like the most hurt player in NFL history. I think he's
Guerrero.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up with your training staff, bro?
I think I talked to you about that, didn't I? I texted you that, I think.
Like last year. Yeah. It was like,
at some point, you get every good player that you have injured. Like, at what point is it a training staff issue and not like, oh, these guys are just getting hurt? Like, look at something. Fire somebody. Get some honest. No, for real. Like, how many years are you going to go as having 15 starters hurt? You know, it's like every other year it was – they're hurt and they finish 6-10, whatever. The next year they're healthy, they go to the Super Bowl. Next year they're hurt again, crappy record. Next year they somehow miraculously stay healthy, Super Bowl. Next year everybody's hurt again, and we're already starting out this year. Last year was not good. This year's not starting out any better. But if I have a top quarterback, Josh Allen, Hurts.
Daniels,
right? Burrow,
yeah.
Daniels, yep. I'm done with quarterback. I shut the quarterback position out. I'm not looking, and I understand. Like you got that trade.
I got an itch. It's bad.
You're addicted.
It's bad, bro. It's so bad. I lost leagues because I make too many moves. Like it's just so bad. Like I'll be in bed like the meme on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really bad. And then a day or two later after I do the trade, like not even weeks, this a day, I got buyer's remorse or seller's remorse, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple players I'm gonna bounce off of you, How you
Hold
feel
on.
about Jackson?
But
Go ahead.
just going back on that trade, I had to check on you to make sure you were okay because it
You
was
did,
like
bro.
what
You did.
14 hours after the draft. I hadn't seen a trade request from you. I wanted to check to make sure you were still
Right,
okay.
you hit my phone and said you all right, and I'm thinking you were being considerate. Like, dang, I know you were on like 2 hours of sleep during the draft. Are you okay? But nah, it was, bro. It's been half a day and you didn't make a trade in the league yet. Are you okay?
That's a record for you. I think we've gone
It might be
half a
it
week
might be a
and
recent.
you haven't
It
made a
might be
trade
a,
yet.
it might
I'm
be a
a little nervous.
recent record. And I'm telling you, bro. Like this is the best team I ever drafted. Like ever. This is like a mock draft team where you mock and you say this ain't gonna happen, and this team happened. I didn't think it would look like this, but it definitely happened.
I should show you that mock I did. I texted you that night as I was doing it, and I'm like, dude, if I get this as my mock, it's game over.
You pulling it up?
Yeah. So start out CeeDee Lamb at 5.
Yep.
Nico Collins in the 2nd.
Money.
Bowers in the 3rd.
Yep.
Kyron in the 4th.
That's a win.
Travion Henderson in the 5th.
Yep.
Waddle in the 6th.
Yep.
Tetaroa McMillan in the 7th.
I like him this year. I love Tet. You know what? And I bashed Tet all through the draft process. I did not want him to be a Dolphin. I don't trust him as a real life receiver. I think he's going to be a diva where he might not want to play football later. But I think he's going to work out in fantasy football for sure.
Yep. Jacoby Myers in the 8th. Caleb Johnson in the 9th. Addison in the 10th.
Yeah. He's
Dak Prescott in the 11th. That's who I wanted as my quarterback.
I think Dak wins MVP this year.
That's who I wanted. So I took Dak, Drake May in the 12th, Jordan Mason in the 13th, Brandon Ayuk in the 14th, and then my defense and kicker. I was like, if this happens, I'm
ecstatic.
I'm going and buying something because I already know I'm winning the league. I'm cashing the check early. I'm set. So that, and of course, that doesn't happen, right? But
I hate when Matthew Berry comes out and like messes with all the picks that I want, that I don't want nobody to know about, and then he just gets behind all the people and just start talking, and I just be like, bro, stop talking, bro. Yeah. Like I let everybody do their own homework. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I did my homework. I know what I want.
Yep. So that's why I like drafting early.
Yeah.
Because I think I have a leg up on most people.
I agree.
You would probably as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I have 3 leagues left to draft. One drafts Labor Day.
Yeah.
And then my other 2 are at the same time on Wednesday, the day before the season starts.
2 different platforms?
Yeah, one's Sleeper and one's ESPN. Yeah, one's an auction. So I'm going to have to be like, you can't like, make my pick. All right, cool. I can sit and wait now.
Pay attention.
I have to be like on point for that one.
Yep.
And then the other one's the ESPN Snake Draft. But like, same thing. I'll go in. I'll be doing mocks now. I'll be getting all these guys like, ooh, great value. And then someone gets on TV, starts talking people up, and now my mocks are all to trash because all my guys now are moved up a round or 2.
Bro, we're running kind of long, and I was trying to get you out here early. But how you feel about Ashton Jeanty? It is all fantasy football, of course.
Yep, he's gonna get a boatload of work, right? It's him and Bowers, and Pete Carroll. He wants to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna run the ball. The Raiders, if they were smart, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. How do you keep games close, right? You run and you play defense.
Right.
If you can run the ball and you can play defense, you're never going to get blown out. All your games are going to be close, and you just never know in close games, right? One bounce, one fumble, one drop pass, one missed field goal can change your whole season. So I think he's going to get a lot of work. I do think that teams may key on that, right? Put 8 in the box against them.
Oh, just everybody line up in the box.
Yep. So I could see him not being as good as people think. Like I've heard people talking like, if you take him first overall, I wouldn't disagree with you. And I'm like,
he's not going to pay out that capital. He's not gonna pay out that draft capital, bro. He's not gonna be a top 3 running back where people are drafting him. I can't do it there. Matter of fact, I can't do it in the first 2 rounds. Ashton Genty. That's just me. If you win your league because of Ashton Genty, you could at me at Charlie_Touche and hit me up and say Ashton Genty won me my league. I just don't believe it. So I'm out on Ashton Genty so high. Jackson Smith and Jigba is another person where I'm like, they got Cooper Kupp over there. They play the same kind of role. Sam Darnold's there without KOC. What are we really going to get out of this team right now? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And Cooper Kupp, he's not young.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like at some point, even last year, he wasn't the Cooper Kupp that he was, right? That's why the Rams let him go to a division rival.
Straight up.
That should be all you need to know.
I'm out on Jackson Smith and Jigba though. What about Marvin Harrison Jr.?
So I had him in my dynasty league, traded him. I made massive moves this summer in my dynasty league.
Yeah.
We can talk about that at some point. But he's big, right? I think they've shown his like year 1 to year 2 photo. He looks like a different guy. Like his arms are like doubled in size. But I thought he was going to be the next big thing, and he wasn't that last year.
I think that's Kyler Murray and the OC though.
I think so too.
I don't know if I got this right, but Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't get 1 screen pass last year. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I heard it wrong, but maybe it's accurate. I don't know. But that's, bro, get your playmakers the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember Hop being. I remember Hop on the way out. He was kind of upset, but I thought early on Hop was all right with Kyler. So, and you know what? Maybe I should have. Maybe I shouldn't because I don't got time for it. But I thought the OC was a newish OC. Like I don't want to say first time OC. It could have been a first time OC, but he's not like a seasoned OC, and this is not the time to be learning on the job. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. That's something that has to work. I think Kyler Murray bounces back, so that's why I think I think Marvin Harrison bounces back.
So if you look at Marvin Harrison's stats from last year, right, if you just look at the overall stats, he had a pretty decent year for a rookie. But having him on my fantasy team, he was like 20 plus points or like 3. So if you look at his overall stats spread out through the whole year, it looks pretty decent. Yeah. But if you like break it down game by game, it was like
you can't live like that. So you either boom or bust during the week. You can't. I need some consistency.
And I don't know if everyone's like this, right? But he didn't help me win last year. There's points where I drafted him pretty high in my dynasty league just because rookie supposed to be the next big thing, right? I was planning on playing him, starting him, set it, forget it. Boom, he's in every week. There was times late in the season last year where he was on my bench. I wasn't even playing him.
The Browns are trading Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. I had to sauce it up. No, but Kenny Pickett just got traded to the Raiders. So the Browns only got 3 quarterbacks now, not 4 anymore. Maybe they'll get it figured out over there in Cleveland. Bro, we gotta get up out of here. Got some exclusive content coming out on Patreon. Touche's targets. I'm gonna tell you the top 5 targets that I try to leave every single draft with, in order to. I'm gonna tell you who's at the top, and boom, 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 and we're gonna see what Story thinks about those top 5. Y'all be easy, man.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
Oopsie.